Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I've been back for more Tom Ford Lips and Boys. I decided my initial 5 purchases weren't enough. I have to say, I think I have really fallen lock, stock and barrel for Tom Ford's marketing ploy here. It really is very clever. I think I was less pulled in by the gimmick of naming them for men, although that's, quite clever and catchy, and you do kind of look at the ones of names of people shall we say. But I think really the gimmick that's pulled me in is the size of these lipsticks, because they are just a fantastic size. I really struggle to ever use up a lipstick, and this size gives me hope that I might finish a lipstick. It's also a much more convenient size to pop in your handbag, particularly if you can't decide which one to take, because 2 of them kind of take up not much more space than one normal size lipstick would take, and they're great in your evening purse or anything like that. So that's been a real pull. And I suppose, subconsciously, because Tom Ford lipsticks are so expensive, and these are still really expensive, there's no getting away from it, but they just seem so much more affordable than the normal range. And so my kind of mindset becomes, well, I want to get more colours, because if I don't, really love it, it doesn't matter as much. I haven't spent as much money, which is pretty false thinking when you consider how much you actually spend on these, because they're still £26 each. And I can't pretend that isn't a lot of money for a lipstick. But, I'm just saying it how it is. I have been suckered in to this range, and I think a lot of other people have been too, judging from the number that are already sold out from the 50. So I was so suckered in that, because I couldn't get to a store that carries Tom Ford for several weeks because of work and other commitments, I actually ordered online from Selfridges this 5, which is my second 5. Let's show you what I got. Over here, this is Gustavo number 4, and I was a little more adventurous with the colours this second time round. And you can see this one is a nice, I would describe it as a mid, slightly cool toned brown. There's how it swatches. Looks a bit warmer on me. Actually looks quite nice on the lips. I was thinking it might be quite colour draining, but there is a sheen, a slight sort of mauvey pearlizeness to it that looks quite pretty on the lip. And it's another thing that I think Tom Ford does quite well, quite unusual colours. He makes pretty wearable for women of, most different complexions. So I got that one because it's not, a colour that I would normally go for, but quite an unusual one. Then this one is number 16, which is Ian. And this is much more my normal colour. That's coming off a bit lighter on my monitor than in reality. I'd call it just a mid-tone, possibly cool, pearly pink. There's a lot of pearl in this one, and you can see that it swatches much lighter than it looks in the bullet. You can see that there's a lot of pearl that's almost sort of goldy peach. So to me this is a very wearable but kind of summery shade, and yeah, I wouldn't wear it at this time of year, to be honest. But really pretty. And although there are a lot of pearls out there, so in that sense it's quite dupeable, it's really the kind of gold shimmer that I hope you can see that is, I think, reasonably special, to be honest. So I was quite pleased with that one. Then this one I bought after seeing Sarah's blog post, Sarah Bowtime. She did a really fun blog post with her very sporting husband joining in, taking off the Tom Ford ad. And this is Thomas. And again, this is not one I think I would initially have gone for, but it looked just so great on her. And I must say, in real life, I think it looks much nicer than it does in the photographs of the bullet. I'd describe it as a pearlized orange, which sounds really yuck. But the pearl on it, again, it's coming over slightly lighter. It's a more kind of burnt orange look in reality. And again, the pearl is very, very kind of prominent, so it kind of softens the orangeness of it. Again, very, very wearable for such a, in one sense, dramatic shade. So that was Thomas. Then I nearly got this one in the first run, Matthew. A very straightforward coral. There was another one I liked even more, called Patrick, but unfortunately that was just slightly pinker, slightly cooler toned, I would have said, than Matthew. I got Thomas, what am I talking about? Patrick had sold out, so I've missed that one. So there you go. Next to Thomas, you can see just a really true coral. Again, more of a summer shade, although I've got my coral blush from the new spring collection from Chanel, and this lipstick goes really nicely with it. And then at the other end of the spectrum, I went for Alistair, which looks like a kind of winey purple in the bullet. Comes across, I think, more plum, again with this kind of slight pearlized cooling tone to it when you swatch it. So apart from Ian there, which is, a very kind of vanilla conservative lip colour, I think the others are all a little bit more dramatic than the first bunch that I got. And I'm pleased with them all. I haven't worn Matthew or Gustavo out yet, but I like them all very much. Point of interest on my nails, I'm wearing the Chanel Desirio. I'm not loving the wear time quite as much as I do with some Chanels. You can see there, I think, some tip wear, and we're now, Tuesday, and I did my nails on Saturday, so that's probably not terrible, but it's not as good as some. I mean, I do a lot of hammering on the computer, if not much housework, so, there is some excuse, but that's going to have to come off tonight. But the colour's really pretty, very cheerful. I am liking the spring nail polishes, although it's Tenderly that I particularly love of the current brigade, but I thought I'd just show you that. So that's my second batch of Tom Ford, and I'm not entirely convinced that I may not sneak another one or two, but that's all for now, folks. See you soon. Bye for now.